What's going on, Aries? Welcome to your weekly forecast for the week of October 12th through the 18th of 2020. Thank you so much for being here. We got so much going on this week. We have a Mercury retrograde in your 8th house. We got a huge T-square in your angular houses. Mars retrograde in your 1st house. The new moon in your 7th house with the sun and the moon, of course. T-squaring Saturn and Pluto in your 10th. And it's wild. It's a lot. And this is really, it starts with Mercury retrograde on Tuesday, right? Opposing Uranus in Taurus. This is about the deep psychology within your mind of what you truly value and leveling that up and doing something completely different and breaking free and disconnecting from all that doesn't align, from all that doesn't make sense, and really questioning what you really value in life. And asking you to value yourself and in a big way. And that plays into this Mars, of course, retrograde as well, having you rethink and relook at who you are and where you put yourself and what you identify with, making the opposition to the new moon with Aries there. It's like this could be a week of extreme tug of war between disharmony and harmony, of what makes sense to you and what makes sense to relationships. I think you have to look extremely deep, especially with this retrograde. It's like there has to be a deep understanding and a deep value and a deep knowing of what really makes sense for you, what makes sense with the people you keep around you. It's like it's making this T-square to Pluto and Saturn. This is wild. This is going to be one of the biggest transformative new moons we've ever seen. And it's about your desires too. Like, what do you really truly desire? What's best for you? And are you putting someone else's desires in front of yours? And is there balance to that? You really have to look at yourself and make sure that you're not trying to fix anybody but yourself. This isn't about saving anybody else. This is about focusing on yourself and what you want to build and what you want to create long term, and you have to be responsible and just make the hard decision. And it doesn't sound fun, but it's like this is going to take you to the ultimate of what you desire and what you wish to have and what you wish to create. But you have to be able to disconnect from the consensus of what is valued. And Pluto's extremely transformative. This is asking you almost to kill off anything in your life that doesn't vibe with you, that doesn't vibe with what you want to create, that doesn't bring you harmony, to go forward. And Saturn's making it extremely clear with responsibility with this T-square. I mean, this is a big time. Like, you got to make big decisions when it comes to yourself. And of course, Cancer is the opposite. Like, this is about how you nurture and take care of yourself and how you identify with yourself and how you emotionally can build that structure deep within to make sure that you're like in your alignment. This is all about like getting snapped into alignment in a huge way. Venus is in Virgo, going to make an opposition to Neptune this week. Venus is going to come off a sextile to Mercury early in the week too. This is like, are you going to be stuck in some delusional reality where you think you have everything figured out, where you think that everything's just perfectly in order, and it could feel like you're being forced to change what you thought was already perfectly in order? I would say expect the unexpected, and we have to see through the fog. There can't be delusions of grandeur about relationships and values within yourself. You got to really get picky, Venus and Virgo in your 6th house. You got to get picky and analyze what really makes sense within your reality and within the people, and there has to be some purity within yourself and with others. So this is a huge week of stepping through this huge new door into some huge life change that's going to make you, this is soul evolution at its finest this week. And, it's not going to, it can only be as hard as, I guess, you make it. But it's about relationships. It's about who you align with. It's about the deep emotional truths and values. And I think it could be a shock what you realize you do actually want and what you do actually need. And that's the shock value that could come this week. And it's like once you figure that out and you figure out where your values truly lie and what you want to build and create long term, it's going to ask you to, for one, make the big change and go there and create the environment you want with that North Node in the third house. But you have to be able to, I guess, objectify a lot of things and break away from consensus and move into your own uniqueness, your own truth, and make sure that everything around you is coming from that place. And that can be extremely difficult. And Saturn's going to make you be really responsible. And, I would say it could feel extremely restrictive, but this is trying to help you grow and evolve and change in one of the biggest ways ever. It's a huge week. So I would say more than anything, it's about yourself. And, that's good for Aries, because I think Aries naturally is inclined to focus on themselves. But that doesn't mean it has to be in a selfish way. It just has to be in a way that aligns with you. And once that projector inside of you is playing the right film that you want to create, the other parts are going to start playing in. But you have to have that ultimate value to create what you want that's on your vibe. And you can't let other people take that from you or put too much into what is already broken. Uranus, it's trying to level up your mind and bring out, what do you really desire? What do you really desire within yourself, within people, and where you want to go? And that's a big story for this retrograde that you're going to have to deal with. But it's to help you find out what the true desires are. It's to help you transform into your ultimate true self that you came here to be. So it's a big week. And I definitely wish you the best. I, of course, am an Aries rising. So I feel you. The High Priestess reversed. I think that, if you don't trust the intuition, it's going to be very delusional this week. It would be hard to see where the true values lie and where relationships lie and where you want to go and build to create. But you have to go deep and figure this stuff out. And if you don't, I guess if you're not willing to see through the veil, you're just going to get covered by it. And everything is going to be really hard to see. And everything's going to be really weird. And I'm going to be honest, these transits can bring up a lot of anger. But it's if you can see through it. And it's thin right now. It's really thin. If you can see through it and you're in your truth and in your identity, this week it's life-changing. It's soul evolution, evolving, change. It's huge. And I wish you the best, Aries. I love you very much. And I will see you next time. Peace.